Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc. Welcome back to Take 5 Interactive. I certainly hope you're having a good one, because I am excited to be back, and I am a little bit sick. I may or may not have fixed my sleep schedule and then had to stay up until like 3 in the morning for a meeting, and I overslept, and I just feel kind of nasty today. So if I sound a little bit thick, that's kind of why. That's kind of what's going on. Now, there have been some changes since the last episode. I actually already recorded this episode, is what I did, and I slept on it, and then I woke up, and I thought, you know what, part 5 just wasn't very good. So I reloaded my part 4 save, and I am here with a half-furnished new office, which is kind of exciting. And by half furnished, I mean we have these 3 rooms up here, which I will explain in just a second. We have a server room over here, and then I've color-coded what's going to be all of the office space, all of the production space for my employees. I've not done anything out in the warehouse yet, but we'll play around with that in just a little bit as well. Now, like I said, we have this server room, and we have 3 rooms upstairs. From left to right, we have a meeting room that, honestly, I'm kind of happy with. I had some fun with the carpets sort of around the edges of the room. I went for this nice kind of red theme for everything. We got some books in there, plenty of lights and all that good stuff. So that's going to be a meeting room that is going to be available for essentially anybody. So we can go ahead there and set it as a meeting room for anybody. This right here is a canteen. I think that was kind of obvious. You got some kitchen space back here. All this space up here for people to sit and enjoy some food. And this over here is a lounge, which is based on sort of an airport lounge, to be completely honest. That's kind of where the brown and beige theme comes into it. I think it looks pretty decent. It's got some mini fridges, some coffee. It's got some alcohol in there. I think it looks all right. I think it looks pretty cool. But before we can let anybody use any of this, I want to go ahead and I want to try and design a relatively good workspace for all of our employees. Now, the slightly tricky thing with that is that this room here is going to be a little bit different. It's going to have to be a little bit different to all the rest of them, because all the rest of them have the door right here in the middle. This one obviously doesn't. So we're kind of going to need to figure that out. I am slightly tempted to say that we maybe turn this into sort of a reception area, maybe put a reception desk in there, maybe make it another meeting room, but I don't know. I'd rather it was just a production space, so that's kind of what we're going to do. Now, we'll start over here, and we'll see what exactly we can make of all of this. Now, we could keep using these modern desks, which, I gotta be honest, it's kind of tempting, but I also kind of want to use one of these guys. So we're going to see how exactly they behave with everything. I want to see, does the chair... So the chair does go right in the middle of it, which is kind of cool, honestly. I kind of like that. So I think that's what we're going to do for the desks is... Ooh, look at that. That's actually really cool. Can I put, like, 2 things in here? No. Okay, that's not so bad. I don't think I can... Oh, I can put a plant on the desk as well. Okay. I can get 2 lights on there as well. This is actually pretty cool. I'm going to put a light on there. Actually, no, because I'm going to copy and paste this, so that seems like a terrible idea. What I will do is I'm going to customize this chair, and I'm going to say it's going to be just a simple kind of black and white, because we're going to just copy and paste the layout of all of these rooms. I think the desk as well, as much as I like the sort of wood tone there, I'm going to make it kind of a relatively light wood there, and the computer can stay the same standard beige kind of color. These rooms are very much going to be, you know, one very strong color and then kind of black and white for everything else, and honestly, that's kind of okay. Now, I like this, so if I was to go ahead and duplicate this and sort of have it, I could have it that way where the chairs are completely back to back, but I think we do it this way. And I think we see if we can maybe get away with something like that. That doesn't seem too bad to me, because then I could go ahead and do this kind of thing as well. Now, I actually do like that. I gotta be honest, I actually kind of like that. So let's maybe not do this original one here. Let's go ahead and grab these guys, which I don't know if you've seen this yet, but you can totally just click and drag things now, which I love. And they sit relatively nicely kind of in the middle of that space, which I like. So if we go ahead and grab this one and let's say duplicate, that gives us room for 6 employees. I think what we want to try and do is go ahead and say 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope that one can get into that corner there. So something like this could kind of work. Gives us a pretty nice open space in the middle there. And what I can do is throw room dividers kind of along these desks so that all of the employees coming into the office kind of walk through this little corridor before they get to, you know, this middle kind of open space, which I kind of like. I'm also thinking we are probably going to do a lot with these room dividers just to break things up a little bit. I don't think we really want people just completely staring at each other. So we'll use the room dividers just to break that all up a little bit. And we'll do the same just over here as well to break all of that up as well. So that looks... I mean, honestly, it looks really bloody miserable, if we're completely honest about it. But if I go ahead and select all of these, there's 20 desks in there, there's 20 desks, 20 chairs, 20 computers. That's pretty solid. That's a pretty good number. So I think what we'll do is we'll throw some lights in here. We'll set it to nighttime so I can see how well the lighting's doing. We'll put some lights in those spots, which is pretty decent. We'll put a light kind of over here as well to brighten that up. And actually, if I move you to there, can I move you to there? That's pretty good. So it gives us kind of a nice T shape right there. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to put some lights on the wall back there as well. And I think there, and I think there. Just to get some nice lights into that space as well. Although those are kind of weird looking. I don't like that they're sort of giving off a different color of light. So what about some desk lamps? What about a desk lamp there? And a desk lamp there, and one there. And then we can kind of do the same down in these corners too, just to add some lights into all these different spaces. So I reckon there, and I reckon there. And that's pretty good. I think that works. A little bit dark in there, but not too worried about it. So that's a good amount of lighting. The next thing I'm going to want to do, though, is I'm going to want to put in some bookshelves or some kind of general decoration. Now, we do have in here somewhere, we have these double shelves, which I'm pretty sure are part of a mod that I have. Now, I have used them. I used them up in the meeting room, and I covered them in a bunch of different books, and I did in the lounge as well, cover them in some books. But I'm thinking I want to use the bookshelves that I've had elsewhere, so these ones, which I think are part of the base game. So I reckon we do something like this. We move you into the office. And I think that's pretty solid. I think that's probably a good way to do things. We can go ahead and throw some paintings onto that wall right there. And we can probably go ahead and just throw some plants into all of the different spaces as well. So we'll go ahead and put some nice tall plants kind of here. And then we'll do a nice water cooler right there. We can maybe do another tall plant over in that corner. And it's not exactly the nicest space that anybody could work in, but I kind of like this. I think it kind of works. So let's just go ahead and we'll throw a nice rug into the middle. I think we'll go for a nice simple pattern as well. So we'll go for you. And we'll go ahead and duplicate. And just drag it the whole way along to about there. Drag it the whole way along to there. Flip it around and do this with it. And then hopefully I can do something to give it a nice kind of set of rounded ends there. So you go that way, you go that way, and then they all kind of need to hopefully line up. So let's take a little look here. That doesn't really work. That doesn't really work. I don't know if any of these are actually going to work, which is a little frustrating, I gotta be honest. That one actually does. So if I was to go ahead and select all of these, like that, and then say that they're going to be that style. That style will actually work. I just need to go in and change the colors around. So the dark section becomes that color. That section becomes the dark color, and then that's kind of okay. So that's not so bad. I think what we'll do, though, is just change it to be a different color because, oh dear, that's not quite right, but whatever. We'll go for just a set of kind of grays, I think, which is pretty dull, actually. I don't know how I feel about that. It's pretty grim looking, to be completely honest. It's actually really grim looking, just this dull, boring gray carpet in the middle of the floor, but sure, that's what we're doing, I guess. We'll go ahead and select the end sections as well, and just, oh my god, it's kind of depressing looking, to be completely honest. But it's what it's going to be. So that section out there is going to be that color. Secondary is going to be that color, and that's going to be our carpet, which, wow, that's an office, I guess. Let's just select everything in there, and let's go ahead and duplicate, and we'll move it over like this. We'll go ahead and put it up here as well. Go ahead and put it in there. And then we gotta figure out how it's gonna work over here. Now, this is the slightly tricky part. Or, well, actually, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not all that tricky at all. If I go ahead and remove those room dividers and remove that light, I think I can just go ahead and grab all of these and move them to there, which is fine, I guess. And then in theory, I think I can just sort of shuffle this all along a little bit. Or I might just have to rotate some of the tables and put them kind of against the wall. But let's start by going ahead and just grabbing all of this and grabbing that chair and moving it. So I can do this with it. I can sort of go there with it. Or, I mean, do we maybe just get rid of one desk? I don't really want to do that, if I'm completely honest. I'd really rather not have to get rid of a single desk, but we'll see. We'll move the water cooler and the plant over there. We'll go ahead and move this particular desk to there. And then what we can technically go ahead and do, thinking about it, is move this guy to be there. And then that's about right, I guess. That kind of gives us the same number of desks. It just makes this whole space kind of weird. Can I move these guys into that space? Is that something I can... That's actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. Let's move you to there. And sure, that's still going to be 20 chairs in there, right? Yeah, so that's fine, I guess. It's far from ideal, but it kind of works. It's not too crazy. It's definitely not very fancy, but it'll work. And it gives us, you know, plenty of space. It gives us room for 19 people working on all the different things, plus the team leaders. So if we go into play mode, we're going to live mode, we can essentially go to our teams and work this out. So the word processor team, if we go into HR management, the budget, 75,000, which is a lot of money. That's a lot of salaries. Good Lord. So we have 10 people. We have 9 being hired. We can have 19. So if we were to do, let's see. If we were to break this up into 7, 7, and 5, maybe that would be the way to do it. 8 and 8 would be 16, would leave us 3 artists. I think so. 7 and 7's 14, and 5 is 19. I think that's kind of the way to do it. That seems like a pretty good way to do it. So 7, 7, 5 for all of our teams. I kind of like that. Plus a budget probably of about $150,000, which is crazy money, but we'll do that. 775 with a budget of $150,000. Support and marketing, we'll do, deal with that in a second. So $150,000. The publisher team is going 7, 7, and 5, and salary high, I guess. I don't know how. I don't know if I feel good about that, but we'll see. HR management, $150,000. 7, 7, and 5 on the spreadsheet team. And then, so these 3 have been done. Presentation team is going to be next. So again, 7, 7, and 5 with a high salary and $150,000 budget. Again, not sure how I feel about it, but whatever. I'm sure it's fine. And then the support and marketing team, HR management, they are looking for support and marketing, and it's just going to be a nice, simple 19 right there. So that's totally fine with a budget, again, of $150,000. So that will cover us in that regard. The one thing I would like to do is I would like to go into offices, and I would like to go and say that the support team is going to have a bunch of phones in here. So essentially, they're going to be set up to do everything that they need to be doing, which is kind of exciting, I reckon. So there we go. That'll keep everybody sorted. We can go ahead and run things now as well, which, let's see. Print does not meet demand and I'm losing sales. Are you kidding me? Really? So print just did $6.1 million. Okay. Okay, I can get behind that. Smartsheet is also due to release this month, so we're going to want to deal with that in just a second. So print, in terms of release, it's made $83 million in profits so far. It has 1,800 units in stock. Let's go ahead and order 300,000 units of print right there. And that should be fine. We can probably manage that. So 300,000 units of that. Plaything, honestly, I'm going to end marketing. I'm not too interested in it. Notebook Pro will keep it going. Smartsheet is due to release this month, so the press release, honestly, meh. Not going to worry too much about it. It has been getting marketed, though, so we'll go ahead and release that. We'll start a marketing campaign. We'll give it about $50,000 in monthly budget. And Smartsheet as well. It's outstanding. So let's go ahead and order. Let's take a risk with this thing. Let's do 500,000 units. And we'll see how that goes. Now, Soapbox Pro is coming along. Bug Stomper is coming along. We'll go ahead and move marketing of Smartsheet up to the top there and kind of minimize because I don't need to look at it too much. And let's go ahead and get everybody in here. So everybody's coming to work. We have all of these new employees, which is fantastic news. And everybody's just going to their offices. Now, what we are going to need to do is manage staff. So what I want to do is I want to have maintenance come in. I want one maintenance person coming in the morning. And we're going to have another one come in that leaves a little bit later in the day. So we're kind of going to have maintenance there at all times. We're going to do similar with cleaning. Except we're going to have 2 come in the morning and then 1 there. Actually, maybe 2 in the afternoon would be a better bet. So we'll kind of do it that way. You know what? Let's actually change that. 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. That seems like a good way to do things. IT support is going to be 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Receptionist, I don't care about. A cook, I do care about. They're a little expensive, but we'll just do sort of 2 at all times. So we'll kind of do it this way so that, you know, there's someone always there to cook. And that'll be fine. So that's going to be all of our staff coming in as they are going to be needed. Now, let's go ahead and get the Smartsheet marketing up there to priority 10. Let's bring print down to priority 8. And Notebook Pro is priority 1. So that's fine by me. We shouldn't really have any trouble getting all of this marketed. It looked like marketing might have been off at a meeting there, but look at this. This makes me really happy. Also, this has like a 90s vibe in this canteen, and I really enjoy that. So this makes me happy. It makes me happy that the lounge is getting used as well. I just like it. I like it a lot. This is a pretty cool building. Now, let's see if Smartsheet is going to make us any money. Minus $50,000 in marketing fees. And that's going to go to a grand total of $5 million. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That's pretty good. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'll tell you what we're going to do then. Let's go ahead and start making some things. Because I want to make some sequels. And I just want to do a few things. Because we're doing Soapbox Pro, right? If we look at releases. If we have a look at our releases. We've done Notebook. we're not going to count the play thing in there. I'm honestly, I think we should probably trade that IP at some point, to be honest. I've been thinking about it. You know, it's cool that we have a console operating system, but I'd probably rather make my own. But we did Notebook, and then we did Notebook Pro. Notebook Pro was very good for us. Then we did Soapbox, then we did Print, and then we did Smartsheet. But as it stands, Notebook is the only thing to have gotten a sequel. So I think we start throwing out the idea of, well, Soapbox, we're working on a sequel to it. But I think we need Print Pro and Smartsheet Pro is what we need. And then, when those go out, we come back around, we do, you know, Notebook X, we do Soapbox X, or, you know, Millennium, or whatever it might be. Because by the time we get around to it, we might be approaching the year 2000. So we'll see. But I think we want to go ahead and start working on Print 2 and Smartsheet 2, as it were. So, I don't know why I keep going in there. I can just go to Print and, let's see, make sequel. So, it's going to be Print Pro. It's going to have, let's see, did we do a custom thing? We did. T5 Publisher. Fantastic. So, essentially, we're going to give it everything that it had previously. We can't do networking, which is fine. But we're essentially going to throw absolutely everything else at this, which is going to take approximately 2 years, which I don't know if I'm too keen on it taking approximately 2 years to do this, but I think we could probably maybe manage. If I take out Virtual Assistant, it doesn't do much. Vector graphics, equations, dictionaries, thesauruses. Do we maybe... You know what? Let's take out a few things to try and bring this down to... I think the interface needs to be decent. I think we want to do... maybe vector graphics, I don't know, equation rendering, something like that. I just want to bring it down a little bit. I don't think we want plugin support. 87% interest is not terrible either. So we'll kind of do it this way. Although it's very tempting to try and bring the tech level up a bit, but we'll see what happens. We'll throw SCM onto the source control server. We'll make the price for this thing about $75. And we'll go next and see what we can do. So 2D editor for this thing. We can do tech level 1979, so we can bring that forward, which is fantastic. So we'll do that and bring it forward to 79. The audio tool is going to be tech level 1982, so we can bring the audio up to 1982 on the tech level there, which means it's not going to get the benefit of the framework, but it is going to get the benefit of it being there in the predecessor. And then system is... I mean, technically, it can come up to 84 as well. So I think we'll do that. It's going to be about a year to do this, but we're bringing the tech forward, which I think is kind of important. And then operating system-wise, we will throw it onto 1 and then port it to the others afterwards, because it's still going to be about a year. So somewhere over a year, getting close to 2 years, but that seems fine by me. So next page for this is there. 87% is about as good as we're going to get. And it is going to be going to simply put the publisher team. And it's going to simply put the publisher team because they can manage it on their own. Now, it is going to take about 2 years for them to do this. If we take equation rendering out of there, it brings it down, which I got to be honest is slightly tempting to do. Take the thesaurus out of there, it brings it down a bit. Take dictionary out of there. I think we'll take equation rendering out. And, I think that'll be fine. Keep it at about a year. Print Pro, it's building on the previous one, and simply put, let's develop it. So the publishing team is working on that. Smartsheet, we're going to do kind of a similar thing. We're going to make a sequel there. And did we have our own framework for this? We actually didn't. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Core engine could be used for this. It's tempting. It's definitely tempting, but I think what we're going to do, because we have some speed boosts from the predecessor, is we are going to do T5 sheets, essentially, for this thing. We're going to give it everything that the predecessor had, which I think is only fair enough, and that's about 2 years of dev time right now, which is a little bit of a worry, but that's okay. So Smartsheet Pro, it's going to be getting a price tag of about $75. And it's going on the source control server, which is fine. A cook cannot find a stove. Oh dear. We'll have to look into that in just a second. In terms of the 2D editor and releases and all that stuff, 1979 for the tech level is fine. Audio tool, 1982 is fine. So those are both where I want them to be. And I guess we're getting no speed boosts from the, getting absolutely no speed boosts from the framework. Now, operating systems will go for FrameStop X5, still about 2 years dev time. We're getting about 90% expected interest, and this is going to go to the spreadsheet team. And the spreadsheet team, about 2 years to do it. They actually don't have a level 3 2D artist, so that's interesting. And I realize I haven't given this anything that the previous version didn't have. Now, that's going to be getting close to about 3 years there. So we'll give it a dictionary and we'll give it a thesaurus. And we'll just have to maybe throw some other teams at this at some point. But we'll go ahead and start developing that as well. Now, what I think we can also do is actually go in here and we can probably take the spreadsheet and the publisher teams off of Bugstomper and off of Soapbox Pro as well. So they're only going to be working on their own sort of franchises, which is good. That's kind of what we want them doing. Now let's see, why can the cooks not find stoves? There's 3 stoves. What do you mean you can't find them? They don't look like they're having any trouble. I've got no idea what they're complaining about. Now, the cool thing is we have all this up and working. We have this really cool lounge, which some of my workers are over here chilling in, which I kind of appreciate. We have the offices themselves going. Everybody's kind of doing their thing. So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. I think what we do. Interesting. Smartsheet just got 5.4 million. Print just got 8.5. I think we're probably going to want to make sure that these are in stock. Now, print is relatively... it is getting down there a little bit. So order some copies of print. Let's do 250,000 more units. I think what we should probably do is look at some... we should probably look at getting some production going for ourselves. So let's have a look at distribution. So we have these small product printers, right? We also have components. I have no idea how hardware works. I really just genuinely don't have a clue. If we go into live mode and just have a look here, I mean, research-wise, level 5, so required 5 level 3 hardware designers. Okay. I mean, we could do that. We could try and get a hardware team. I'm going to hold off, though, because I want to play around with all this stuff first. So we want to set up some printing lines, essentially. And I kind of want to use as much of this space as possible. So I guess what we could do is, I don't know, start back here. So if we were to go ahead and just say, you know, bring me a line of conveyor belts down here, because these things have to be placed on conveyor belts. So if I do that, that's a lot of printers. And they're quite expensive, but that's a lot of printers. Bring the conveyor belt kind of back this way. And then, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this would be. Because we have this thing here, which is a splitter. So what I could do is put a splitter right there. We have this come out this way and go to there. We have this come out here and go to there. So that's going to be going out to 2 of the truck bays, I guess. Which is fine. How many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So if I was to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. No, I can't really do that. Hold on. I might need to flip this all around. We might have to do that. Let's do this. Let me grab these guys. And let me move them to there. Let me grab you and duplicate and put you there. Grab you two, duplicate and put you there. I can go ahead and bring a conveyor belt down the middle here. And then all along the way, I can do this. And what this does is it means that any excess that doesn't get moved into a truck bay over here gets thrown onto some of those pallets, which I think is probably for the best because that means we have a bunch of extra storage in here. Now, I think that's pretty cool. I think that kind of works. My thinking essentially is how do I go about sort of getting the rest of this to be nice and neat. So if I was to do that, that's going to bring the product down from above. So my thinking would be do a raised conveyor belt there, do a ceiling mounted conveyor belt here, and then over this way, we select these sections, well, maybe just that section of conveyor belt. We have it go that way. We have this sort of go that way. We have this guy come over here. That way our conveyor belts are kind of raised up so everybody can get, you know, around nicely without it being too complicated. And that'll hopefully kind of work out. So that way, yeah, we're going to be able to make our own product, which is exciting. At least I think it's exciting. So I think this is what we do. I think that's the way to do it. There is plenty more space in here, so I could, if I really wanted to, you know, go ahead and store all the products elsewhere, but I don't know that we need to do that right now. This is a relatively basic setup, and I'm kind of excited about it. Also, thinking about it, I probably want to go in and do something like this and take these guys out of here because we want this to be sort of like this so people can get in that door and actually get around. So this way, they get raised up, people can walk under here, they can walk under here. That seems like it would be for the best. So yeah, I have no idea what components really do. Pallet pickup point picks boxes up from pallets if the conveyor belt is empty. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually really interesting. Okay. Hold on a minute. Can I double stack conveyor belts? Oh my god, I can double stack conveyor belts. So what that says to me is I could do this. I could do this. I could do this, and then I can say, you know, rotate this guy to be there, 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 and there. And then it'll still get sort of pumped out to where I want it to go. That's kind of all sorts of cool, actually. I gotta be honest, that's really neat. And if I did this, I can kind of do the same thing over here. In fact, thinking about it, I don't actually need to do that bit at all, because that bit can go away and this guy can just be there. Oh, that's actually so cool, man. I'm actually so okay with this. So that'll pick up boxes once the conveyor. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, I kind of need to see this working. Right. So if we go into my releases and we'll use Smartsheet as the example, we can start printing it. I want to put a maximum of 250,000 on there. And then if we just run things, this is going to print in 77 minutes. So if I speed things up, we should... There we go. So some products have been printed. They're coming around. And then they're going onto the conveyors. They're getting split because this can back up a little bit by the looks of it. But then they immediately get picked up and they get dumped into the two bays. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. I like that. I don't know how efficient this is all going to be, but that is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and manage staff then. So we need to hire couriers. So 2 couriers. We'll have one come in every morning, I guess. I feel like having couriers come in every morning is probably fair enough. We could do one in the afternoon as well. I don't think we're going to have that much printing that we need one in the afternoon, but we'll do it anyway. And to be honest, that right there can go as well. Man, what this tells me is I could probably do a really cool setup here. Yeah, I could probably do a really cool setup here. Hold on a minute. Let me just play with some more conveyor belts for a second. Because here's what I reckon. What I reckon is we have a bunch of printers here. Am I going to be able to do this right? I think I can do this right. I can probably do this right. Let's mess about with these conveyors real quick, because I'm actually kind of just really excited about this. This reminds me of like Factorio and stuff like that. So we grab you and delete, right? We grab these printers, we move them to be there. We delete. Actually, we can just go ahead and delete these guys completely, and then just grab the printers again. So grab all of this, and we want to duplicate. We want to rotate to be sort of that way, and then just shuffle it down a little bit. So it goes like that. And then we basically just say, you know, raise it up, and we just sort of push it all in the right direction. So it goes there and there. You go... Oh, that space is already occupied. Oh, dear. Okay, that's fine. So you go that way, and then you go that way. So it's a little funky on that side, but that's not a big deal. We can sort of match it on the other side so it looks like it's intentional. And then you go there. So that means everything gets printed. Everything gets kind of sent in hopefully the right direction. These guys sort of need to be going in the opposite direction though. So I think I'm going to have to get rid of all of you for a second. That's all right. So you now go that way. And then the printers go all along here. So that doubles our production. And that's kind of cool. I hope, I mean, I don't think we need access to these pallets now that we have the stuff just getting picked up. So that's, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of curious to see how it ends up playing out. But look at that production. So I imagine this is all going to back up a little bit as stuff just kind of gets spread out, which it is. I like that, man. That is so cool. That is so cool. I am so on board with this. Oh my god, imagine that with some like high-tech printers. Oh my god, okay. I'm actually kind of really excited about this. That's really cool to see. Although I guess at the minute we're having the issue of, you know, this backing up, which I'm not absolutely thrilled about. But eventually things will sort of get thrown onto pallets, I guess. There we go. Oh my god! Okay, that has filled up so fast. Oh my god. At least we have the couriers coming in though. So they're able to pick up some things. I get the feeling we might need 2 couriers arriving every morning. So let's hire 2. We'll have you come in the morning. We'll have you come in the afternoon. In fact, we probably don't really need couriers coming in the afternoon. Maybe 1. But yeah, that's a lot of things. That is a lot of just things right there. Good lord. I think I might be making more than I'm actually needing to ship out right now. Oh my god. Okay. Well, there is good news. There's good news. Bug Stomper is done and ready to go into beta. So we'll go ahead and promote that into beta. We'll go ahead and market it. It's July currently, so we'll go for an October of 1988 release right there. It's a bit short notice. It is definitely a bit of short notice there, but I think we can manage it. We'll move marketing of that up to there and we'll make it a top priority. And I guess what we can also do is market with a press build as well. Print does not meet demand and I'm losing sales. Oh dear, oh dear. It's making ridiculous amounts of money. Let's order 500,000 copies, I guess. I don't think we're going to need 500,000 copies because at some point it's going to reach market saturation, but that's fine, I suppose. So, yeah, the couriers that I have coming in to pick up all of this are not able to pick up all of this. That's interesting, is what that is. That's very interesting that they're just not able to deal with the output that I have here. So I mean, I guess there's 27,000 units of smart sheet on that pallet. Okay. Okay. I think we need more couriers. I think we just have a bunch of them come in the morning. I think we go... That's about 6 right there. So we'll see how that ends up going for us, because we are actually filling up all of these pallets, which is just ridiculous. So... Oh my god, 314,000 active users on smart sheets. Let's see. Bug Stomper release is coming along a little bit. There's what I wanted to see. There's stuff getting moved out. I have furniture my staff can't reach. What? Wait, what? What do you mean they can't reach it? How can they not reach that? I'm slightly confused about how they can't reach that. Wait, can I just... Oh my god, I can set it at the side of the desk. That's interesting. There we go. So now they can reach it. Okay, well, no more complaints there. So, right, yes. Money. Bug Stomper marketing is coming along. I'm inclined to say that we just release this press release. It's not quite done yet, but it's not gonna be done in time. So just throw it out there. Bug Stomper has some followers. It's had a decent few bugs fixed. I don't think I can do anything. I don't think I can print it, right? Or can I? Can I order... I don't think I can order any... You know, I don't think I can print it right now. So past peer reviews, server, software name, project details. Yeah. I guess what we'll do with Bug Stomper... Wait, no, I can print it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Limit you to 250,000 copies as well. So we'll have some copies of Bug Stomper come in overnight, I think. So, yeah, we have some copies of Bug Stomper there. So it is due to go out today. So what we'll do is we'll release it. We'll start a marketing campaign. We'll give it $50,000, as we always do. Move it up to the top. And essentially what we'll do is also order some copies. So we're going to print 250,000 copies and try and maintain that. We're also going to order 250,000 up front so that we can hopefully manage to do some good things. Now, it looks to me like at least some of the Bug Stomper stock just got moved out. It also looks to me like we probably want another, maybe 2 couriers coming in the morning. So hopefully that'll be the case. Wait, an employee is having trouble concentrating due to noise, and they can't reach this thing again. Make sure nothing is in the way. Nothing is in the way, though. I don't really understand what the complaint is here. That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. I don't know what's up with that. But whatever the case, we have got Bug Stomper out there, and Bug Stomper quality-wise is outstanding. So let's go ahead and start porting things. Let's start porting Bug Stomper. Oh, never mind. What about Smart Sheet? Does it need ported to anything? It absolutely does. So we'll port Smart Sheet over to a couple of different systems there. Make it a priority. Plaything, meh. Print, meh. So Smart Sheet can be ported and hopefully do well for itself. Bug Stomper has been nicely marketed there. So let's see how it does. I'm curious, I'm excited, and hopefully optimistic. So Bug Stomper minus $50,000 goes to a solid 760,000. Oh. And print just made nothing, by the way. That's interesting. Print just made absolutely nothing. Now, here's my question. I didn't look at upcoming releases. So there's antivirus coming out next year. But if I look at all software and we look at releases, yeah. So releasing the month after was Anti-Trojan Fighter, which has immediately come in with more active users. But right there, a couple of months ago, 125,000 active users was Adware Stopper 13. So Bug Stomper released. It is the highest quality one. And it is cheaper than all the rest as well, I think. But, yeah. It's not done quite as well. Hopefully it picks up a little bit. Hopefully it picks up a little bit. I think I did look at porting it, didn't I? Yeah, so it doesn't really need ported to anything right now. That's a little disappointing. I gotta be honest. I'm a little disappointed at that. But we'll manage. Here's what we'll do. We will manage. I'm also not thrilled at this computer just having something in the way. I don't really know what that something might be. So let's just go ahead and grab you, duplicate, and throw you there and see if that fixes it. Finish printing job for Bug Stomper. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Did I make a slight mistake there? I didn't. So start printing. Limit how many I want. So 250,000 is what I want. Oh, I know what I did. I set it so that we were gonna order, 250,000, then stop the job. So now we're just gonna do a perpetual 250,000 copies of Bug Stomper. That's fine. I gotta say though, I'm actually quite happy with this office, to be totally honest. Print Pro and Smartsheet Pro are coming along. Soapbox Pro is coming along. I think with those, I'm gonna try and actually, I guess the idea would be, let's see here. We'll just agree to all of those. Bug Stomper, 1.2 million. Smartsheet, 4.5. Print doing nothing. Print, I think, has come to the end of its marketing cycle. It has 2.3 million active, net units sold with what in the market? So 2.34. Yeah, so it's sold 2.3408 million. Let's just say what it is. 2,340,856 units. It has a potential consumer reach of 2,341,774. There is a difference of less than 1,000 there. Almost every single potential consumer for print bought print, which is actually amazing to think about. We could, if we wanted to, probably port it to these systems, make it completely backwards compatible, going back almost 20 years. I'm not really inclined to do that. I'm not really inclined to do that. I think we're doing okay. So print marketing at this point, we're going to end. We're just going to end the marketing cycle for print completely. Support for print is going to be ongoing, given it has, 253,000 active users. Notebook has 142, so we'll maintain that. The number of new bugs coming in is going to be minimal. Notebook Pro is getting down there, only 18,500 active users. Soapbox only has 51 active users. That's depressing. That's a little depressing. It did only make 1.5 million though. And we could probably port it. No, we couldn't. Never mind. Yeah, that's a little depressing. If we look at profits though, the top profits we've ever made go to print, which is kind of exciting, to be totally honest. I was going to just make these columns a little bit smaller so I can kind of see what's going on a little bit easier. So Soapbox, let's see. So top profits come from print, which is great. It's sold to every potential consumer. Smartsheet has taken over Notebook Pro as the second most profitable software that we have ever released. I doubt it will take over print, but honestly not bad. Notebook Pro, then in at third, then the drop off to Notebook of 35 million in difference there. I guess what we do is, if print was able to do 123 million, Print Pro, in theory and hope, will do considerably better. Smartsheet Pro, hopefully going to do better as well. So hopefully we're looking at a bit of a double whammy right here with Print Pro and Smartsheet Pro, but I guess we're going to find out. I'm kind of optimistic. I've also realized that this office looks like it's just a complete green screen. Fantastic.